So I want to do this wall over here. Now, as you can see, being the stairs, it's obviously at an angle. Now I've decided to start my first sheet down here, look, and I've marked a vertical line with a spirit level. Using a long tape measure, I then measured the length of this line, which gave me about 115 inches, so I added a couple of extra inches onto that. Good morning folks, 21st Century Caveman here. Hope everybody's safe, hope everybody's well. So today we're papering the wall on the stairwell. This is a very big drop here, so I'm going to concentrate particularly on the first strip of lining paper. So today we'll be using the same lining paper as I used on the ceiling and the other walls on the landing. And this is the fibre liner paper. So this is very, very strong indeed. In fact, it's virtually impossible to tear. And I'll also be using the adhesive which is recommended and has actually been made for it. So these two products then, absolutely fantastic. It's a little bit more pricey than the normal stuff, but you get what you pay for. And if you are somebody who isn't a qualified decorator, and you know it's possible that you might make mistakes if you're a bit clumsy, then this is the stuff to go for because it's very forgiving indeed. And this wallpaper is actually available in another width which is a lot narrower. It's about half as wide basically, so that might be even more manageable. So as you can see, I'm applying the adhesive using a 9-inch roller with an extending pole, and I'm making sure that I get full coverage on all of the surfaces and particularly around the edges. Now the wall has already been prepped, so any cracks, dings, dents, they've already been filled in with a lightweight filling plaster and have been sanded down. So in the past then, as part of my preparation, after plastering and sanding down the plaster, I would have thoroughly washed the walls with sugar soap. I would then have rinsed them off, allowed them to dry, etc. But these days I don't bother, to be honest with you. I simply do the plaster repair work, sand them down, brush off or vacuum any dust, and then PVA all of the surfaces with a couple of good coats of PVA, and that will seal the surface. I don't need to mess around washing it, rinsing it and all that stuff, okay, causing a right mess. We can dispense with that and it works just as well, if not better. So as you can see then, I've positioned a small ladder against the wall above the stairwell, and this will enable me to get to the area I need to. There are different ways of doing this basically. This is the set out I opted for. You can use a combination of ladders and make yourself a little platform. It really is down to the individual, but this is what I chose to do because it was actually the easiest possible thing. And also it adopted the exact same approach when papering the wall which the ladders rested up against. Just basically reduced the height, and it worked an absolute treat. And the good thing about the paper is the fact that because I've put the adhesive on the wall, you know, you're not messing around with lining paper which has been soaked with adhesive, which is going to get absolutely everywhere. So this worked well with me. There will of course be a number of different ways of doing this, but this is what I opted to do. I could have put a platform which went from the ladder to one of the stairs. I decided not to do that even though I had one available. You know, this is just an easy, quick way of doing it, but obviously as usual you've got to do something which suits yourself, because anything like this can be potentially dangerous if you fall and hurt yourself. But anyway, so as always, the hall, stairs and landing is going to be probably the most difficult area to decorate, so you just need to take your time and find a solution which works for yourself. So as you can see, I mean, this lining paper, you know, to be fair, it is a bit unwieldy. It's 1 metre wide and you need to have a little bit of a play with it, but you do get used to it. And the important thing to mention about this is the fact that also there is a narrower version available. It's about 550mm wide, and that might be perhaps a better paper to use for somebody who is even less competent than myself. So the 10-inch taping knife then, as I've mentioned in the previous videos, this is now my go-to tool for applying lining paper or indeed any paper to a wall. but I have blunted the edges here. If you don't, despite the fact that the paper is very, very tough, very resilient, you will tear it. So as you can see here, I'm just using the back of the scissors just to score a line. Then I'm going to trim off the excess using one of my blades, and then I'm going to trim the paper to fit. So as you can see, this is really a nice big wide blade. It's nice and firm, it's got a little bit of flex, and it enables you to fix the paper to the wall really easily and really sort of, get it nice and flat. Now we did actually start using these scissors to trim back this paper, but they were a little bit blunt, so I just got the blade out basically and just free-handed it. It worked quite well. You just need to take your time really. So I'm using a damp cloth just to remove any excess adhesive and to set the edges. So we're coming to the end of the video now. I would just like to thank you, as usual, for taking the time out of your schedules to watch my videos. Please like, subscribe, share, tell your family and friends. Thank you for watching.